Hello and welcome back to Scale Stories by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton from Helium 10. I'm joined by
Leos Govio, Amazon seller since 2015 and the founder of Splice.io.
And we are here to help
Natalie launch her first product.
And again, if you're just joining us and it's your first time seeing this series, go back, watch the other episodes first. There's probably like 6 or 7 that you've missed. It's important to know, how did we find this product? What's been Natalie's journey so far? And all the steps that have brought us to this point, which is how to do Amazon advertising. Now, let me just get the cat out of the bag for those of you who are maybe somewhat experienced. You probably know that Amazon advertising is one of the most, I don't know what word I want to use, like not necessarily difficult, it could be difficult for some, but intricate, time-consuming, whatever other adjective you want to put here, one of the most difficult parts of the Amazon journey. However, we are not going to try and cover everything in a 20-minute episode here. In Helium 10, we have something called Ads Academy, and that is a 25-module course. It's about 15 hours long that you can watch at 2x speed, some of them slow down a little bit, but there we go through every little step of the way. But for Natalie here, first of all, that's your homework too. You need to go watch Ads Academy in Helium 10. You have a Helium 10 account?
Yes.
There, so watch all of that to understand. But for everybody here, including Natalie, let's just do a brief overview of, first of all, how Amazon advertising works in the wild, and then what she's gonna have to do to set up once her products and listings are ready. Here we have on Amazon search tuning forks, and very interestingly, usually you see what's called a sponsored brand headline ad, which is just an image or with 3 products. But here we actually have a sponsored brand video ad. And the first thing here, I didn't plan this. This is the search term we've been looking at. This is just another indication to me that tuning forks is a good market, because page 1, position 1, what are we seeing here on the sponsored brand video ad?
Oh, it's not tuning forks.
Like, what in the world? Like, most of these sellers must not even have video ads that they're running, because Amazon's like scraping the bottom of the barrel here, showing some plastic straws on the tuning fork page. So that's actually, going back to our product research, this is one of the indications that this is actually pretty good. But anyways, this is what's called a sponsored brand video ad. You can have a video here that does not have audio at the beginning unless you turn it on. And then it has a link here to, sometimes it goes to a product, or sometimes it goes to an actual store. It looks like this one's going to the storefront. Mm-hmm. As we scroll down here, almost always on Amazon, almost every search result page, the top row, at least 2, if not all of them, like here, are sponsored product ads. And the way you know it is because it says sponsored here. So that means people are paying via pay-per-click model. That's why a lot of people call this Amazon PPC. They are paying for this spot. We don't know how much it's going to cost because we haven't launched it. It could be $1, $2, or $3. If nobody clicks on this product, though, it doesn't matter what that bid was. You're not going to pay a cent if this was you. But what's the brand name here? Lots of Zen. All right. This is Lots of Zen. This is the brand. They are doing a sponsored product ad for this. Let's say they bid $2. I click on this. Guess what? Lots of Zen just paid $2 because of me right now. Now, if it could be that I don't purchase anything. Well, Lots of Zen just lost $2. But here's the thing. You don't need to convert every single click into a sale. All right. Have you ever benchmarked like what your average is as far as like, your conversion rate on when people do it in advertising?
Right now, I try to, keep it at least every 15 clicks or so on average. I expect a sale. Sometimes it depends on your product, and then the more reviews you get, you acquire, the higher the conversion rate goes. So you can even convert at 20%. But let's say if you're getting anywhere between 10 to 16, 17 clicks, you get a sale. You can work on that. Yeah. You can work on that keyword. So then you start, optimizing the bid and make sure that it works out well for you in the long run. But that's what we're seeing on average.
Yeah. So again, like, you might fail 14 times, but the 15th time somebody actually purchases it, you still should be profitable. And that depends on your bid too. And so there's this metric I'll talk about in a little bit called ACoS, advertising cost of sale, that people use, where it basically says, all right, if I sold $20 and my ACOS was 10%, it means I probably spent $2 for that sale, right, on average. And so as long as if you can keep that for a campaign or at the target level, that's pretty good. Like if you have 20%, margins, right? If your margin is only 10%, which you probably shouldn't be selling on Amazon if you only have 10% margins, but then obviously 20%, no, you're losing money. You would need the ACOS less than 10%, right? So that's the way. Like it's not always a number of clicks. It's not always just ACOS. There's so many different metrics. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Ads Academy will explain what is ROAS and ROI and all of these other metrics. There's many different ways to manage advertising. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's profitable. If we scroll down here, we have organic results. These are just not paid positions. Here, there's sometimes different widgets on Amazon. Like this is called customers frequently viewed. Sometimes it's the same products you might see up here. Sometimes it's different. But this, as you notice, this is sponsored. So these are all sponsored placements too. So if somebody clicks on this, these owners, these brand owners get charged. As we scroll down here, this is another sponsored brand video ad. Now here it actually is an actual video ad. And I'm looking at this, I'm almost not sure if that zipper thing is going to work, because now I see the way that it's designed, because some are longer and some are shorter.
Yes.
It might be a lot of wasted space if we try and make the whole thing. So thanks to this video, I'm just getting ideas about our packaging right now. But yeah, this is a pretty good ad. Like they're the only video ad on this page that is showing the actual product. And they're offering a masterclass. You see how people are getting, it's not just a booklet, but they're actually offering a masterclass. We scroll down here, these are organic results, except here. Now all of a sudden sprinkled are still sponsored product ads, here and there. Organic results. We have sponsored mixed in with organic. And organic, and just put some sponsored mixed in there. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom here. Another sponsored brand section. This is picks from influencers. So if an Amazon influencer has done a video or promoted your product in their Amazon influencer store, then now you have a chance to show up here. But then again, this is another way of Amazon getting money. If somebody clicks on this listing, then you get charged. But me, people have different philosophies. Like if I'm showing up here, if I have a sponsored product ad, if I have a video ad, if I have an organic and a sponsored brand, I'm happy, because that's real estate. That's that's one less product of my competitors that I'm competing with on this page, and more top of mind for maybe the first time they're up here, they see my product. Okay, that's good. They see it again, or they see it in a different way. Oh, there's a video, and now all of a sudden down here they're like, they see it the third time, like, you know what, this is a good product. So don't think that, oh no, some people are like, oh no, I only want to show up once, or otherwise I'm like cannibalizing my sales, or I'm competing with myself. Is that what you do too, or you only want to show up once?
No, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, like we've been saying this, throughout different episodes, you want to stay in front of your customers, right? You're always top of mind. This is like top of mind awareness. Like You're not necessarily like they didn't click yet, but you're on top of their mind because they keep seeing you over and over and over again. So what they're doing, I think, is very clever. And by the time they probably scroll to the bottom of the first page, they probably will click on the last last result, instead of going back to the top one.
Yeah.
No, this is great.
I just had an idea here, just scrolling through, and this is completely off the topic of this episode, but it might go back to the earlier one. I see that here's a book that's very famous. It looks like, about tuning forks, by Eileen Day Mukasik. 2.3 thousand reviews. We don't have any sales data on this particular product. Oh no, this is an Audible. It's not a book. No wonder why we don't have sales. This is an Audible book. For me, I might contact this person and be like, do you have like a guide or a pamphlet or some kind of instruction manual for tuning forks? And if so, would you allow me to put this in my product, and it's going to, you can promote your Audible thing. Like, it's zero, they're offering this Audible book for zero. So they're not really looking for, but then now it's like this person might be like famous in the tuning fork world or something, or no, like there's no way. I mean, if she has 2.3 thousand reviews, she has to have sold at least 20,000 Audible downloads.
And a 4.7 star rating.
4.7, they like it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, instead of me trying to figure out my, or you, who's not really into this yet, try and make up a whole book or do a bunch of research on it, who knows? Maybe by saying, hey, do you have something I can put in mind. Now, all of a sudden, your thing here is going to show this famous person's name, includes bestseller Eileen Day Muckasick's tuning fork audiobook, whatever, you know.
Or
Very
even
clever.
cross
Yeah.
promote. Yeah.
Very clever.
Could be an idea there that you guys can think about. Here, these are sponsored ads here. These are brands. These go to the brand pages. And there's more sponsored down here, all right? So now, on the app, go ahead.
Brady, how about contacting her and offering even like, I don't know, maybe a smaller percentage of the business if she can actually like feature her product in her book,
Yeah,
or maybe even version 2,
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
so she can get
Yeah.
business from her as well.
Look this person up. See if she has any books. Eileen Day McKusick. Excuse me, Eileen, for mispronouncing your name. She has a paperback book. Look at that.
There you go.
Not as auto. Look at that paperback book, $14. Imagine she updates it. So hey, in the future one, would you be interested in you know, putting a
Partnership.
QR code or something?
Or even having like on the front image, having a picture of our packaging.
I don't think she'd do
No.
that, but she can probably feature your book, you
Yeah.
know, inside, and then drive some
Yeah.
business your way.
Yeah, definitely.
Audible, paperback books. Excellent. Oh, she has books in other languages. Here's her book in
wow.
Polish, it looks like. Polish edition. Oh my goodness. All right, so Eileen is all over the place in this world.
Yeah, it's your
Interesting.
homework.
There we
Try
go.
to
Yeah.
get in
Yeah.
touch with her.
Yeah.
Get in touch. Let's actually click on a listing here, and let's look at other forms of advertising. And then there's one that we didn't see, which is a sponsored brand headline ad. I'll try and find one of those. We have over here, or usually somewhere over here, there's like a sponsored display ad. This one doesn't have any, where there's like a link to another product right here. Or nope, it looks like instead of that, Amazon is promoting their Amazon pharmacy. Scroll down here. Let's see. These are sponsored product ads. You can target an ASIN. We'll show you how you can. An ASIN is the Amazon unique identifier for a product. So I can, instead of targeting a keyword or like, hey, I want to show up in this keyword, I want to show up on this listing. All right. So I probably, if I were you, maybe in the beginning, maybe would not target this, or maybe in the very beginning, if mine was $19, I would target this. But then afterwards, let's say yours is $49. The odds that you're going to steal a sale, unless you have something really cool in yours, which you might be, in the beginning, it's not going to be high if you're a higher price than them and they have so many reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think for her it would be wiser to target the other competitor,
Yeah.
which is selling about, I believe, 500-600 units a month, but they only have, I believe it was less than 100 reviews.
Yep.
So, you have a higher chance to steal a sale from that person with a lower price than this guy that has got 1,900 reviews, so much stronger competitor.
Or the ones where it's very lacking, like this one doesn't come with a puck, and it's $45. So I'll show you how to find ones like this. So here's a tuning fork, doesn't even have everything, doesn't have the tuning puck, and it's priced higher than if you're doing that $40, this would be a perfect one that you could steal sales from. So these are all sponsored product ads as well. And let's see, there's their A+ content. More sponsored ads. These are all sponsored ads. More of these brand ads here. And going to the bottom, that's about it. So now let me search another keyword. Let's see if we can find a sponsored brand headline ad and a better sponsored display. I'm surprised that we haven't seen any sponsored display ads here. This is a bundle. This is something we didn't talk about. Once you have more than one product, you should create what's called a virtual bundle.
Okay.
And then it just takes up this spot. Now, remember how there was an ad for Amazon Pharmacy here? Well, if you have a virtual bundle, sometimes now you get to push that ad away, right? And actually, this is even above your bullet points. It's an amazing location right here. And this is free. This is not a sponsored ad. So like, let's say you started offering the mallet separately or the gem feet separately. I would target my own listing, or not target it, but combine it with this as a virtual bundle. Somebody clicks on that, you don't pay anything. No sponsored display. It might be because I'm not signed in. The other thing that I like, oh my goodness, look at this. Frequently bought together.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. Wow. Amazing. Eileen's book is right here. I like looking at this because, as you can see, the people who are targeting this in advertising, are almost all the same products, and rightfully so. If you, just like we said, if you have a tuning fork and there's other tuning forks you think you have a right to win, target their pages. But here's what people are not doing. They're not targeting the complementary products. What basically this means is that somebody bought this product and these in the same shopping cart experience. Not like, oh, I bought it Monday and then maybe Friday I bought this, but they literally, it's so super relevant to them that they bought it in the same shopping cart. And so I like looking at this and looking for the random products, because now if I go to this page, and I'm not sure you even know how, yeah, products related to this item, look, only books are advertising against this book. On the other one, only tuning forks are advertising. But I'm going to be the only tuning fork that's advertised on this.
Amazing.
And it's not like I'm guessing that maybe somebody might be interested in tuning forks. No, Amazon is telling me people are literally buying this thing together. And so just really quick, we're going off on a tangent here, but that's fine. Here in Helium 10 Black Box, watch this. I'm going to take this top listing here, or let's just take this one. Wait, how much has this guy been selling? 300, yeah, there should be enough. This guy's been selling enough. Copy it. I'm going to go to the black box in a tool called product targeting. And then I'm going to paste it here and search. And I want to do frequently bought together. So it has actually 5. This product doesn't have too much, but there's that product you already found. These are all the products that have shown up in the last like 30 days or so. Sometimes it'll be 15 or more if the product is older. More books are showing up there. And so even products that aren't showing up on the page are going to show up in Helium 10 because we're checking what's been going on for like, what in the world? People, sometimes it doesn't make any sense, but still, this is Amazon. This data is coming from Amazon. So I don't know why people are buying eye charts and tuning forks together. A chart. Here's another one that could be like a giveaway. Contact them.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. But if we click here, I guarantee that, or is this a Kindle maybe?
It's a pamphlet.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
But here we go. There are some people who have found this. These are probably Helium 10 users here, where they're like, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and target this person." All right, there's that book. See, this book has appeared in 2 different listings. Here's another tuning forks. Here's a smaller one. Oh, look at this. See, this is what I was looking for. Something completely different. Yeah. Here's a singing bowl. All right.
Yeah, we came across this one.
Here's another one. Singing bowl. Tibetan singing bowl. Look at this. Pen light with pupil gauge for nurses or doctors. All right. So for some reason, maybe they're doing the tuning fork and they want to see, like, are your pupils dilated when this? I don't know what the heck. But again, it's worth a try. Let me try to advertise. Because again, if it's really not relevant, you're not going to get a click. Nobody's going to click on it. So you don't pay anything. So it's like I might as well test it. It doesn't make any sense, but let me just test it because Amazon is saying something. Meditation necklace?
Interesting. Love tuner.
Love
necklace.
That, see? Like, would you ever, I didn't even know this product existed, but people are buying this with the tuning fork. And let's take a look at this. Who's advertising here? Okay, a few Helium 10 members are advertising because there's some tuning forks here, but most of them are still other necklace. A breathing necklace? This could be a potential product in the future, but it looks like it's kind of saturated maybe with so many reviews. But I guess you inhale through it, and if you're stressed, you blow. Stress relief whistle. Okay. You blow and it promotes calm through sound healing. So there's why people who buy tuning forks are buying this because it's the same. It's sound healing.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
So this one gives you ideas, and now I'm going to target that one. Mm-hmm. So here we search for magnesium complex. This is the other kind of ad that shows up at the top of the page. It's called a sponsored brand headline ad, where it usually shows 2 to 3 products and then has an image that you can upload later. And then these ones you can actually click to the individual listings. Some sponsored brand ads you can actually send to like a storefront or a landing page or something like that, but these ones go to the actual listings here. So this is called a sponsored brand headline ad. Okay. So once you start getting ads, you're going to start seeing lots of data. Remember I talked about advertising cost of sale. All right. This is 44%, very high. It's because I use this account for a lot of testing. Okay, so here's one of my accounts, 40% ACoS, pretty high. I use this account for testing. The product team does too. This shows how much I've spent and how much I've sold. And this is my total sales. So this is another important metric. It's not in Amazon, but we call it tacos. All right, not the tacos you might be
I
thinking
love
of.
tacos.
Yes, I love tacos too. This is total advertising cost of sale. So in other words, I sold a total in this whatever time period $14,000, and I paid $3,000, and that's 22% tacos.
Okay.
Now, this is how much sales was generated only through advertising. So about half of my sales in this account are coming from advertising, and then so my A cost is 43. Does that make sense? Because
That does.
it's taking this divided by this instead of this divided by this.
Yes.
All right. So these are very important metrics. There's also ROAS here that you can learn about later. But what I like to start with, and I'm curious to see what Leo's has, is other than that launch campaign. Once I am once I have the product going, I actually usually have 5 or 6 campaigns going.
Okay.
One is what I call a performance campaign. That's an exact manual match. That means that I want Amazon to show me for that exact keyword, or like maybe a plural form of the keyword or something. So if I target coffin shelf, Amazon's going to show me for coffin shelf. Might show me for coffin shelves, coffins shelf, but that's an exact match kind of, all right?
Okay.
So those are the keywords that like I know I can convert in this, or I want to continue to show up at the top of the page. So I always have to advertise for it. The second kind I have is I call it a research campaign. It's a broad match. Broad match means I might put like a root word there like coffin, and it's going to show me for coffin mirror, coffin shelf, coffin decor, and sometimes it goes even off a complete crazy tangent and be like spooky decor. It doesn't even have the word. Like broad is sometimes weird. But anyways, it's like I'm trying to discover keywords. I let Amazon say, you show me for whatever you think
Yes.
based on this root keyword that I put in. Okay. And then now that's what happens there is you start converting for keywords you didn't even know are important. You might not even have it in your listing, because on an exact campaign, you can only target what you are searchable for, what you're indexed for.
Okay.
But in those broad ones, it's Amazon who's deciding what to show you for. So they could just show you for any random thing. And now all of a sudden you convert for a keyword. You're like, oh, wow, that's great. You know what I do? I'm going to put that in my exact campaign. So it's a broad match. The other one is an auto campaign. Auto campaigns means Jeff Bezos, you take the wheel. You're giving Amazon full, you show me for anything and everything that you think is relevant. We're not giving you any parameters other than like, my bids and stuff. And so again, I have that going for discovery, because just because you did the best keyword research in the world in Helium 10, you're going to find keywords, or an auto campaign is going to find keywords that somebody might have been feeling some kind of way. And, they were searching for breathing necklace. Breathing necklace never came up in our keyword research, whatever it was. But an auto campaign probably would have. And then now like, oh shoot, I'm relevant for this. Let me go ahead and add that to my manual campaign. And it also finds ASINs, so like products. Okay. Or like maybe it would have found that breathing necklace product and said, hey, target that ASIN. So that's the core 3. And then I have 3 more that I do, sometimes 4. One is an ASIN targeting campaign, sponsored product. That means instead of making targets keywords, I told you I'm putting the actual other Amazon products. And another one is a sponsored display campaign. We didn't see too many sponsored display campaigns, but it's also an ASIN targeting campaign. Okay. And then the last 2 that I might have, if I have a video that I'm going to advertise, there's 2 kinds of video campaigns. There's a keyword targeting campaign and an ASIN targeting campaign. We saw the video that was showing up at the top of the search results. I don't have it here anymore. But that was a video campaign. And so I can target keywords, or I target ASINs where like somebody clicks on the ASIN, that ad might start following them around. So that's usually what my like core that I'm working on. And then I'll tell you how I make those campaigns talk to each other in a minute. But Leo, what's your like structure of what you do for advertising?
Yeah, very similar to yours, I would say, Bradley. We try to just manage the budget in a way so that it does not take it away from, for example, the exact match one, because those are the power keywords. So those are the keywords that you already know are the ones that are going to drive sales and make money. So when you have then other campaigns targeting broad keywords or phrase match types, right? Then what happens is, because of the broadness and the amount of traffic that these keywords or these type of campaigns can drive, they tend to deplete your budget very quickly. And so I do like the discovery ones, we use the same thing when we launch products or any given point of time throughout our kind of like selling cycle, but we try to minimize or control the budget. So what I do right now is try to split the number of keywords across multiple campaigns based on search volume. Okay. So that is important because you don't want a keyword that gets a lot of traffic to be together with a keyword that doesn't get too much traffic. Because what happens is keyword A that gets 1,000 searches a day is going to quickly show your product to these people searching for it, and maybe one that is only getting 10 or 20 searches a day, which might potentially convert way better because it's a long-term keyword, maybe never gets to a chance to show up because that campaign budget is already depleted because of keyword A. So there's one thing that we do when we split the keywords based on, in these different campaigns, whether they are exact or phrase, it's also based on search volume. And one of the campaigns that is performing very well is the ASIN one that he mentioned, the ASIN targeting or the sponsored product. Because what Amazon does, it not only shows your product on the listing of your competitor's listing, but everywhere that product is actually showing up. So, and for every keyword that also triggered that product. So that is a very good campaign as well. And I haven't really put a lot of budget into the auto campaign, but it sounds like Amazon lately, with AI now, is really improving the way that these auto campaigns perform. And some of my friends are saying that they are getting extremely great results. So it sounds like they are almost going towards or navigating towards the same path that TikTok is kind of offering right now to the advertising partners with the GMV campaigns, as well as the Google, for example, with the Performance Max. What these campaigns basically do, they're AI-based, machine learning-based, and they are fully automated. Google is telling you, tell me how much you want to spend, I'll find traffic that converts for you. You don't have to do anything. I don't even need your keywords. Just tell me what your product is, how much you want to spend. The rest is fully automated. It's working extremely well. And even on TikTok, same thing. It's fully automated. So I think, maybe a year or two from now, we're not even going to need keywords because the AI is already able to understand what is your product and where you need to show it to. And as long as you tell me what your budget is, I'll figure out, when to show that product at the right time so that you can get sales. Remember, if you're profitable, if you're happy and you spend more money, Amazon is happy too, because it's ultimately, it's a win-win situation. So, Bradley, that's what we're doing.
All right. So regardless, if you have Leo's structure, if you have my structure, a million other structures out there, there's no like one right or one wrong way. You want your campaigns to talk to each other. If that auto campaign does find an ASIN or a keyword that converts, like in an auto campaign, Amazon can show you whenever it wants. And who knows, maybe that auto campaign, like a couple hours a day, was showing you for this, and that's how it got the orders. If it's a good keyword, you want it to be showing 24 hours a day if possible. So that's why you put it in a manual campaign. Okay. So that now you're telling Amazon, do this keyword specifically instead of like saying, hey, Amazon, keep it in the rotation of literally hundreds of keywords that it might be researching. So in the old days, you would have to look at you would download this Excel file from Amazon, search term report it's called. You would make some pivot tables and see, all right, how many had at least 2 sales and it was under this ACoS. Ooh, here's a good keyword. Oh, was it in my other campaign? Oh, no, it's not in this other campaign. Let me go find that campaign, edit it. Let me add that keyword there. And that's ridiculous. Yeah. So in Helium 10 ads, if you run your advertising, which you will, through Helium 10 ads, I created, like these are just for one of my products, a bath mat. And these are all my campaigns I have running for. I have some of those ones I mentioned, video campaigns. I have ASIN targeting campaigns. I've got auto campaigns. And I have it looking in all of them. And I say, hey, you know what? If you get, what did I put here? I said, if you get 2 orders on a new keyword at under 40% ACoS, go ahead and put it. If it's a product, put it in my broad campaign so I can test it out. Put it in my performance campaign. And then if you find an ASIN, put that ASIN in my sponsored display campaign. Put that ASIN here. And this is like, I can automate it, or I could just at least have it tell me, like once a week, tell me, hey, here's all the keywords that hit your criteria. And I just hit a button. Matter of fact, there might be some here that it's found since then. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I found some new keywords here that I didn't have. So let's take a look at what it found for me. Horror movie merchandise. I spent $2 or $3. I got $60 worth of sales. That sound good to you? Spend $2 to get $60 sales, 5% ACOS. And so must have been an auto campaign. I was not targeting this keyword in any of my campaigns. My broad campaign, my sponsored brand campaign, my video campaign, my performance campaign, it just found an auto campaign. So I want this to be showing up for all these, at least to try it. Maybe it'll work even better. So I would just hit this button and now it automatically migrates to that other campaign. You don't have to worry about it. I do this once a week. You're going to have to start maybe 7 campaigns. I personally manage over 200 campaigns. Oh my gosh. 15 minutes a week is all it takes because I use it. Like this automates so much of the process. Great. And I just make the decision like yes or no. So like maybe I could have disagreed. I'm like, you know what? Like one time I used to sell phone cases and I was converting for like iPhone 15 case, or I don't know what it was at the time, iPhone 10 case, and when it was an iPhone 11, I was like, no, I don't want to put that. This is not an iPhone 11 case. Yeah. Somebody who orders that. So sometimes you might say no, right? And so that's why we have this yes or no on if you want to do it.
Yeah, so
this
you use your discernment.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's easy for you. I mean, if I can do mine in 15 minutes, I mean, you could probably do yours in like 5 minutes or less because you're only going to have like 7 or 8 campaigns. Right. And then also, I'll give you my whole template. This is not 100% what everybody should do, but I'm a seller where I don't have time to be really optimizing for my impressions and click-through rates. Like I'm just strictly thinking about profitability. So I manage my bids based on ACOS, all right? And any new sellers, probably that's how you should start, all right? You're not thinking of brand awareness and max impressions and things like that as a new seller.
Yeah.
You just want to be profitable, right?
Definitely.
So what I suggest doing is setting up bid rules, and I'll show you my rules, and I'll give you my exact template here. What I did, I only created this once. It took me a good hour to do this, but then I never had to touch this again. I have all of my campaigns. This one account has 88 campaigns in it. I have multiple accounts. And then I put it in groups. So I said, hey, you know what? If there's an ACOS that's over 200%, you know what? There's no way I'm going to get that profitable. Pause the targeting. All right? But then I'm like, you know, if it's between 100 and 200%, that's terrible. But I want to experiment. Like, let me bring it down little by little. Who knows? Maybe I can still get some sales. So I say, you know what? Do what it takes. You don't have to memorize what this formula means. But basically, in common English, it means, hey, change my bid so that it actually becomes 60%. Mm-hmm. And then so now it gets smaller and smaller. Hey, if it's between 60 and 100, bring it down to 50. If it's between 50 and 60, bring it down to 40. If it's between 40 and 50, bring it down to 30. And then it goes opposite. Here I have, if it's between 3 and 5%, bring it up to 7. You might think, wait, if you're at 5% ACOS, that's like so profitable. You should be happy. No, I'm not happy because I could be leaving money on the table. Yeah.
Okay.
At that bid, like let's say I have a $1 bid and I got a sale, but I'm showing up on page 2, so almost nobody sees me.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to change that bid to $1.50. I show at the top of the page. I'm still going to be profitable. So I'm like, hey, in some situations, raise the bid. So I have all of that here, and now it just says, hey, check this once a week on Thursdays. And so every Thursday at 11 p.m. Everybody's asleep. I can actually get to my PPC. I spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I just say yes or no. Do I want to implement these bid changes? And so, guys, we oversimplified advertising here, but this is kind of like the nitty gritty of it. How do you manage? Do you do something similar for your bids? Are you optimizing for a different metric other than ACOS, Leo?
Yeah, right now we, Bradley, are doing a lot of this work that you are showing to me, and I love this, by the way, manually. Mm-hmm. So, I typically look at it once a day and see what do I need to change. Am I happy with my ACOS or total ACOS? And try to keep that under control. But that's typically when we launch new campaigns, and so we want to keep an eye on a daily basis. But what you have done here is actually much more, I guess, clever, because you can just have the system.
Yeah.
Do the most of the work, and then you show up Thursday night at 11 p.m. and just do 15 minutes.
Yep.
So I definitely need to explore more of these and probably pass me the templates because I'm going to implement.
All right,
too.
sounds good. So guys, again, your homework and Natalie's homework, go in, watch Ads Academy. We brought in some top experts from all over the world to give that. I don't consider myself an expert in advertising, so that's why we brought in outside experts. It's gonna really help you understand the ecosystem of advertising on Amazon. And then a lot of what we just talked about here, some of this might be just going right over your head. It's gonna make a lot more sense. And you're gonna learn about all these acronyms like CPC, ACOS, ROAS, ROI, tacos, like what all of these things mean. It's going to become in your second nature. But this is how you scale on Amazon. It's how you maintain on Amazon. For me, my opinion is you never stop advertising. Some question people ask is like, oh, is there a certain criteria or threshold you hit, and then now I don't have to pay Amazon for advertising? No, because like you pull back on advertising, your sales go down. So the secret is maintain advertising, but in a way that's profitable for you. So that's it for this advertising. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
See you guys.